Hello, everybody. I'm going to talk to you on a few things today. I was going to talk to you strictly on spirit and simplicity, but I'm not going to right now because somebody changed my mind. I went to this site, this Nazi Ream woman site again to check on some stuff that I had left there, and obviously it's gone. But she had gone on some tangent about her God gave her a dream about some red cake and strawberries and black seeds or something like that, and she was making it so difficult to she had to figure it out and she had to interpret it, and this is typical of the Christian religion and other religions that are locked into basically the same thing. They're always searching and making spirit so difficult. So anyway, it changed my mind on what I was going to talk about because she made me hungry. So I went to go eat, and I figured I'd go ahead and start speaking on health areas to help bring your vibrations up. And this is very, very important. I'm telling you right now. If you won't, and I ain't talking to you doomsdayers. I'm not talking to anybody who don't want to listen to this. You can go. There's going to be people who's serious about bringing their frequencies up and making it through this time and getting to where they need to be. And she makes me laugh, man. And most of these Christians do, you know. But what it boils down to is I was a carnivore all my life. Near all of my 50 years, I was a carnivore. About 47, 48 years of it. Never eat vegetables at all. Maybe corn. Um, since when I went into meditation, it moved me over real slowly. I went from red meat to chicken, and was just nasty. I mean, I used to eat it, but they used to inject it with stuff, and now they feed it arsenic and from birth to babies, and they suffer all their life. And this ain't why I quit though. But trust me, you want to find out, drink a little arsenic, and you'll find out how sick it makes you. They do this so they don't have to feed them, and it swells them up. It makes them. So that goes into your system. So I went to Turkey. Turkey I was able to work with for a while, make it taste like hamburger and all that good stuff. And then finally my meditation pulled me right into vegetarianism. And Einstein and a lot of great people spoke about vegetarianism. It's really something good. They kept Einstein around because he was very useful. But once he had passed on to where he needed to go to, they started trying to take him apart. But the deal is, vegetarianism is it is the ultimate way of eating. And again, it's kind of night and day because I used to pick on this. They weren't healthy, I always said, and I just said it was bullcrap. And now I know different because you can get every bit of nutrients you need from vegetables and eating right. You don't need meat. And what I'm going to express is animals. I used to be a hunter and stuff. Animals, they have every right to life as we do. They are flesh beings. They have the spirit of the Lord within them, our Father, our Creator, the life force. And the fact is you've got elephants, you've got whales, and they don't eat meat. These are the biggest animals on the planet, and they're the vegetarians. They eat off plants and live and with no problem. So what's our problem? If you eat an animal, whether you kill it or not, you're just as guilty of its death, and its blood is on your hands. Its life force, because that life has been taken from them. That life force of the Creator has been taken out of them. And this is not the reason I quit. This mentions it. This mentions it. I'm not going to babysit people about this. Go find it. You take a life, its blood is on your hands, whether it's a human or an animal. You kill an animal, you better make sure it's between you and that animal, life and death. Whether you're fighting over your life or whether you have nothing else to do to eat, and that's the only survival point you got. And if you kill that animal and take its life from it, you need to kneel over that animal, and you need to give it thanks for helping you live another day, and thank the Creator for the same. Vegetarians, there's a lot of food out there, tomatoes, all kinds of things, a lot of food's acidic, and people, oh, it's acidic. No, 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 no. What you need to do is understand when it hits the body, it changes. Composition, everything changes. You get protein, and some foods go to alkaline. Vegetarianism is the key. And when I switched over, things began to come to me. And again, these animals are butchered. They're butchered. They're brutally brutalized from birth to the day that they're butchered. That's all they know all their life. It's a concentration camp for them. And a lot of people run their mouth, but they don't watch it. They don't see it. I grew up where I've seen this all my life in the backwoods. I know what's going on. Um, but that ain't what stopped me. And as I was going through a grocery store one day, after I became a vegetarian, I've been on this path for about 2 years now, as far as vegetarian goes, or a year and a half. Um, I was coming up the aisle, going to make a turn, and the meat aisle was in front of me, and all the red meat sitting there on all the shelves, all this meat everywhere. And some voice hit me and said, "What if that was you? What if that was people?" And it struck me really, really hard because I never really thought of it that way. You it's unnecessary. Again, anything can be made an omnivore if necessary. It's not. The plants come, our mother from her bosom, she feeds us. The plants come out, they've got many arms. Just think of it. We got 2 arms, 2 legs. Just think of all of our fingers and all of our arms and toes are theirs. Their arms. What does it do if we don't take the food from it? It drops it to the ground and it grows back and offers us again. It's constantly offering us on a constant basis. And it's live food. It's at a very high frequency, much higher than what you are. Much, much higher than what you are. It may be a solid form, but doctors and stuff and nutritionists, they're full of it. They don't know jack. Okay? That frequency and that vibration of that food is very, very potent, and it's good for you. My temperament again has gone down. My steadiness, I'm able to handle these frequencies and these vibrations and the things in life a lot better. Doesn't mean I don't get upset. Doesn't mean I can't have a temper. I can't get upset or angry, because anybody can. But it's gone as quick as it comes. If I have to say what I gotta say, I gotta say it. Okay. And I would suggest very much, if you want to change, but don't do it quickly and don't do it abruptly. Do it in a staged manner, and you will find that you will become much better. I mean, I'm telling you, I've dropped 85 pounds in 8 months, and there was no effort to it. I won't go into the gym killing myself. I won't running myself to death. I just began to eat right. I cleaned my colon, and I will speak about that a little bit later. But the deal is, I'm trying to put this out as quick as I can. Um, but vegetarianism is really, really something that's very, very healthy for you. And by all means, if you can slowly move yourself there, do it. Because what they're putting in the meat is killing you. I'm telling you right now, because your 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 system, when you eat meat, your neural system is like a brain itself. Okay, so if you eat meat, it knows immediately. The acid in your stomach picks up so it can do what it needs to do. Okay, all these things count, and the chemicals that they got in the food, they're designed that when they hit your mouth, all of a sudden, bam, your body is ready to take those chemicals in through the meat and break down and move them in quickly. Um, So my suggestion is to move over to vegetarianism if you can. Use your creativity. Trust me, I used to make turkey burgers taste like hamburger, and now I can make my bean burgers with the same texture, basically, and the same taste as a hamburger, just by using the spices and using mushrooms and just being creative. That's all you got to do. You don't like broccoli? Most people like mashed potatoes. Put your broccoli in your mashed potatoes and cook it inside. It doesn't allow any of the nutrients to escape, keeps it sealed in, and the potatoes taste goes into the broccoli, and you've got an extra beautiful texture and everything else. Now, let's move to something else. I wasn't going to speak too much about spirit, but it has to be in part of this because it's got to be understood. We are formed. These physical bodies, our children that we occupy, are formed from our Mother Earth. Okay? We come from her bosom. We should, this makes a total difference in everything. And what I'm going to speak about here is I'm getting tired of these religious people pounding left and right on saying their way is right, and pounding on homosexuals and gays, or whatever you want to call, or however you want to label it. They have no right, and you need to keep your mouth shut, because you're pretty ignorant. And this is going to piss people off here too. Some will understand, some won't. The ones that don't, adios. But what it boils down to is, in spirit, you are masculine, feminine. Period. Our Creator is masculine, feminine, not a male. Okay, is masculine, feminine. And whether you like it, that's what you are. That's how it all works out. And so all you big, tough, so-called Christians that I run across in my life while I was going down your road and stuck in your path, you are masculine, feminine. Whether you like it or not, you have it in you, and that's what you are. You talk crap about a gay, you're talking crap about yourself, because that's what you are in spirit. Period. Women or men, you want to run your mouth, you're talking about yourself. Just period. The only difference is as we come down through the dimensions, and I do this for a reason, because there's many dimensions we've come through to enter these bodies and bring life into them. And how it works is, in spirit, when a being comes down through the dimensions and enter a masculine body form or a feminine body form, that doesn't determine what they're going to be as far as which way they go. They're not judged. And you need to understand this. They're not judged. So the only one judging them is you. And when you judge them, you're judging yourself. So as we come down through these dimensions, what they choose once they're in this body is their business. That's none of your business whatsoever, because they decided to stay the side that they were more acclimated to in spirit. When they come down into the body through the dimensions, that's where they remained. It ain't for you to say anything about it. It's none of your business. They're just as important as you are, if not more. So you need to back up with your hypocrisy and quit talking about yourself. Girly boy Christians. Y'all are just, you're sad people. And you don't even know who you are. But it all boils down to is our mother, our Creator, our Mother Earth, the physical body, is a prime example of spirit. Everything on Mother Earth is masculine, feminine. Plants, animals, trees, whatever. You have some that are hermaphrodites. As far as I'm concerned, that's the prime example of spirit, period, in the flesh. But we're taught in the physical, it's all the way around us, and people don't see it. I didn't see it when I was running down your ignorant path, but I do now. And it's constantly teaching us, from the baby suckling on the mother to everything else. Masculine, feminine, masculine, feminine. And here's the prime example. When we were created one stage further. You have the male and female, masculine, feminine. But what does the word say? I use this against them, because there's things in here they won't mention in church. It'll hurt them. There's a little bit in here, very minute, but it works. But the point is, look at the prime example. Watch your children. You'll learn about yourself. Watch. What does the word say? When you come together, you two become twain. Means you become one. It means when the masculine and the feminine, or whatever, come together, It's an example that you become twain. Apart, twain. How many times does it have to happen in your life before you begin to realize that in spirit you are masculine feminine? And in the physical, that's what it's trying to tell you. When you come together and you hug your wife, you kiss her, you make love to her, or whatever, or your girlfriend, it doesn't even have to be a wife, just your partner. Let's say that, your mate, because I really don't, I don't agree with marriage. It's all a man-made institution. And that's why y'all are flapping your chops and saying they don't have a right. They have a right to all the rights that you have. But how many times does this have to happen before you realize that you're one? You're masculine, feminine in spirit. How many times? Straighten up. Learn who you are. Quit pounding on people. Quit being ignorant, because you're hypocrites. You're judging yourself. You're pointing at yourself. Oh, you macho dudes. Oh, you macho Christians. You're nothing less than a girl inside. That's all you are. You're a girl. Period. It's just that simple. Now, let's get over to, oh, this one's a good one. This is going to really piss some people off real bad. Again, there's going to be some of you that's going to be mad, and again, right there you go. Leave. You don't like it. Um, it all boils down to this. As far as hygiene goes, I went on this Christian site to check it out, because, Christians are always saying, what do we have to do with darkness? Like they're the light. Okay. And I went on there and I checked the women's section out, and these women are masculine, man. I mean, in their attitudes, I mean, they're like, it's amazing. They're hypocrites. They're everything else. I mean, the answers that is a definite end to any start of anything is the fact that one thing they say, what in a date period, on the first date, they won't never see a person again, is if they ever have to answer the phone. And then the next one is, this is funny. This is real funny. If they don't tip the waitress real good. So that tells you what they are. They're waitresses. Okay, and this is the other one. Okay, they're pounding on people about hygiene. Okay, and what I'm saying is, what they say is odor, body odor, BO. If someone has BO, that's it. Wake up, you guys and you girls who claim to be Christians. You're talking about yourself. When you say somebody stinks, you're talking about yourself. And why do I say this? Because you stink. You stink. Literally. You stink. Nobody notices it. Why? Because you got your underarm deodorant on, you got your perfume on, you got your shampoo in your hair, you got your makeup on. You cover it up. If you didn't have it on you, you would stink. It's that simple. You would stink worse than they do. Period. The only difference is you mask it. You're a stinking person who masks it. They don't hide their stuff all the time. And you know what? They're just caught up in the junk of eating food that is nasty. Everything is GMO pretty much. And that's what makes a person stink, is the junk in the food. And that's it. You don't cover it up. You eat right. You learn to eat right. Because this is a simple fact. You stink. Period. Every one of you stink. Some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of you won't be so offended on this. And I'm going to explain something to you. Clean your colon. Don't, oh, I had an enema, I'm clean. You ain't had jack and you're not clean. I don't care if you got a six-pack and look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Unless your colon is clean, you're not clean. That's why every time you go to the bathroom, it stinks. You clean your system and you won't smell 98, 99% of the time. And what little bit of smell comes out ain't that bad. And if it's actually, it's normal. And it's not an odor. And when you go to the bathroom, if you eat right and eat healthy and do what you're supposed to, it doesn't smell in there. And that's the honest truth. The honest truth. And why I say this, and I'm putting this on here because I was debating on it. I wanted to go longer, but I've been a year and a half. I don't use hygiene products. I don't use underarm deodorant, shampoo, toothpaste, baking soda for teeth. I don't use anything. Soap, liquid soap, hard soap, anything. I don't go to the health store and try to buy their bullcrap toothpaste and all that because it's all a lie. It's all a lie. Underarm deodorant, two of the places you need to be really, really careful about is your mouth and your underarms, because both them places will readily take in anything with a speed. And you think I'm joking? Drop your underarm deodorant and try to use you a fancy, good-smelling soap under your arm and see what happens. In less than a day, you will have suds coming in your mouth. You'll taste soap. You'll be sick, ready to throw up, and everything else. And the same thing with the mouth. The toothpaste you use is designed to numb your gums to where you can't tell it what they're putting in there, because it's literally burning. If you take toothpaste and wash it around your mouth, you can feel a little bit of a burn. Then it numbs and you can't really feel it. That's what it's designed to do, because the fluoride has a acidy chemical in it. And there was a thing on the news on the internet not too long ago, well, it's been a while back, but it comes and goes on there, where they had a spill at a water plant, and by the time the news crews and them got there, this acid or whatever it is they used to introduce the fluoride to break it down into the water had broke down and got on the concrete, and it literally eat holes through the freaking concrete. This is what you're putting on your teeth and in your mouth. And they have products in there to numb your gums so you don't feel this. Period. So before you start flapping your chops, Christians and religious people, about people stinking, where did all your compassion go? This is because your religion never had compassion. It's a deception. I can go into the woods with any one of you covered up, masked up people. We can go camping, and I'll go into the woods, and I'll bet you anything that I'll walk out and you will knock a person down at 10 paces, and I won't smell at all, hardly. Because I eat clean. I do what I'm supposed to. I don't need that junk. I don't need to spend hundreds of dollars a year or thousands of dollars a year on my hair getting colored and all that junk. Believe me, I went to cosmetology school. I dropped it because I realized that once I was into that I was falsely misleading people on vanity. And they play and make billions, I'm not talking about millions, billions of dollars a year on your vanity. They got you so far into it that you really think that you are Mr. or Mrs. Clean, and you ain't nothing, Jack, until you can do without all these hygiene products and go through life. The majority of your life, you won't be able to avoid every GMO and every poison out there, and you'll know when you hit it because you will get a smell. But the deal is, you're talking shit and you don't know nothing about yourself. You're a stench, and you need to wake up. The reason I don't use soap because it puts a film on you. It coats your skin to where the layers of the sun rays can't get in and give you what you need. Cancer comes from one thing and one thing only. It comes from the chemicals, and it comes from them blocking the sun rays and everything else. And it allows the chemicals to do what they want to. When you stop using soap for a while and you start this stuff, you're going to find stuff peeling off you that's going to scare the crap out of you. But keep doing it if you do decide to do this. And you go a step further. Underarm deodorant. You don't need it. Again, I told you where it readily go in. Toothpaste, you can't buy good toothpaste. I don't care if you buy it out of the health store or not. It is not going to help you.
Use filtered water and a toothbrush. That is plenty fine. It'll work for you. It'll do great. Your teeth will get whiter. Your gums will quit bleeding. The coat will come off your tongue. Your breath will quit stinking most of the time until you bite something that's not good. It's that simple. So quit being a hypocrite and being ignorant and talking about yourself all the time. One thing I found out is back in the old days, they had what they called tongue scrapers, and most of you young people won't even know about these. I don't even know if you can find them anymore. That they had, you can scrape your teeth too. You're always going to get something here and there on the top of your teeth a little bit, even when you brush with a toothbrush. Just use your fingernail. That's what they're for. If you're clean and you keep your hands clean and everything, just use your fingernail. It'll clean your teeth. It'll finish it off. It'll help. Now, 5 days ago, I was in the bathroom looking in the mirror, and something told me. My spirit told me to look behind my bottom teeth, and I looked, and brown, black, white, nasty looking stuff. It told me to start flaking it. Now, I wouldn't suggest doing this until you get your body clean, because what it did to me was pretty devastating to a certain point. When it hit my skin, when it broke off, it felt like the teeth were breaking off, but it landed on under my tongue and it burnt my skin, literally burnt my skin. This is that acidy stuff that they had in that they're introducing into the water with the fluoride. It's in the toothpaste also. It burnt me. I went and kept picking. I've got the stuff. I'm going to put it on the internet. I'm going to show you what come off the teeth. But what it did is it burnt, and I realized at that point what was going on. And for like 2 days afterwards or 3, it made me nauseated. It made me feverish. It made me sick. And I constantly had that burning smell or taste. This is what they're putting in your mouth, and it's slowly slipping into your gums and going into your bloodstream. So you're poisoning yourself left and right, buying thousands of dollars worth of hygiene products every year and trying to keep yourself on a good note. You're wasting your time, and then you're turning around and being a hypocrite and talking about people putting yourself in check. And that's why I'm here to expose you when you do this ignorant stuff. This is why I'm here. So I'm gonna drop off the hygiene here real quick. But all I'm saying is, if you clean yourself correctly and eat right, like you're supposed to, live foods, like I spoke about earlier, you can avoid a lot of stench from under the arms, in the mouth, and in the bathroom. You won't be embarrassed when you walk out of the bathroom and somebody walks in behind you. I'm blunt about some things, and that's just the way it's going to be. Now, we're going to go to meditation. This is the last thing. I have to make these things kind of quick because obviously this YouTube load up stuff is just, it's not working well. But meditation. Okay, I've had people repeatedly telling me in meditation, and all this health stuff I'm giving to you for free. Most people, when you say you offer them, everybody I've offered this stuff to free just about is ignore me because they want to pay for it. They think since you got a PhD or you're charging for it, you know what you're doing or talking about. When they don't, I would turn and run like hell from them people. Meditation. I've had a lot of people talking to me, and I've told them how to meditate, and they're like, well, you know, I've tried meditation, I've studied on it, and it says you need to pay attention to your breathing, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it doesn't work, it's very difficult. It's, you know, it's not difficult. It's simplicity. It's as simple as going to sleep, and it's as simple as waking up. Get off the junk on the internet and paying attention, because they're keeping you at bay so that you can't do it, so you'll go to somebody and pay. Or they don't want you there. And in looking at these things on the internet and watching these screens and they're flashing stuff at you deliberately, they're saying watch this and it's flashing, it's supposed to help you, you better close your eyes and run, because they're screwing with your head and they will mess you up that way bad. They're messing with your conscience. They will deliberately, it's a psychic way of messing you up. Anything that flashes on you, whether it's on TV or what, you better turn your head away from it. Meditation is simple, people. Just, you don't even have to be sitting in a lotus position. It's It's a lie. You don't need to be in a lotus position. You don't need to be sitting. You could be standing and doing it. You don't have to have your fingers like this. You don't have to have your palms like this. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to do anything except meditate in this manner. And what it means is to bend in within yourself. Because what does this say? Our brother said the kingdom of heaven is where? Right in here. And the only peace you're going to find in life is in the presence and in the bosom of the Creator. So bend inward. And don't pay attention to your breathing. Because what happens when you go to sleep? It automatically takes over. Your breathing goes to its a rhythmic pattern on its own. And this is what happens when you go into meditation. There's times when you're going down the road, and some of you will notice this. You're riding down the road, and all of a sudden you catch yourself, and it seems like you're not breathing. You're in a subconscious meditative state. The same thing as when you go to sleep, a subconscious meditative state. You don't need to concentrate on that. Ignore all these ignorant idiots. They got PhDs, and anybody with a high degree like that, I would, for the most part, I would run like hell. Because they're lying. Okay? And you stay on the meditation. Sit there. If you want to close your eyes, the key to it is this. You're born with a little ring in your ear. Everybody has it all their life. There's a little teeny ring back in there. If you concentrate on this ring, it'll get louder and louder, and all of a sudden it's gone, and you're left in silence. And at that point, you know that you've bent inward when you're doing this, and you're in the bosom of the Father and the Mother. And it's time then to just relax. And the breathing will take its own course. Don't worry about it. It'll take its own course. If you want to slow your breathing down, slow it down going out, because that's where you'll get most of your emotions stirred. Okay? It's that simple. As simple as waking up or going to sleep. Ignore it. If you try what I'm saying, you will find that you will be able to put yourself in a meditative state and connect with the Creator. And anything that you ask before you go into that state will be answered eventually. I promise you. It won't be like on your knees praying and begging and not getting an answer. Your answers will come eventually. Because what does this say? The Creator said in here, one of the other truths, be silent and be still and know that I am. Okay? Doesn't mean get down and pray and beg and everything else. It means put your mind in a blank. Ask the question first, go meditate, blank it. Okay? That's all you need to do. And I promise you, you will be a healthy, wonderful being, because in 15 minutes you can knock out 8 hours worth of rest. And also you get your answers. And your body gets healed. And going back to the health, look at this. Dude, I don't use shampoo at all. Water is a natural abrasive. My hair is clean. And going back to who we are, it all boils down to everything on your body and in your body is necessary. I don't care if the doctors say that your appendix isn't necessary. They're lying fools. They say that there's your DNA, 90% of it's junk. They're lying fools. That's why you're coated with the soap. That's why you're coated with the underarm deodorant and all the other junk you got, because it blocks the sun rays from activating your DNA. It is killing you. It is stopping you. Wake up. Your hair is necessary. Society says cut your hair. If a job tells you your hair is too long, adios. I'm not cutting my hair for no job. Because whether you believe it or not, your hair, even though they say it's dead cells, is an extension of you. It is your connection to existence out there. It's your connection to everything that exists. It is part of your worship. It isn't your idolization of your God that you have created, religious people. I worship everything, and this is what I recommend for everybody, because they've even twisted the word worship. I worship everything. Tree, rock, ant, animal, bird, no matter what it is, I worship it. And all worship means is to connect. Connect with the whole of everything around you. Connect. Spiritually connect to it. And this does. There's been extensive studies done by the military on this. This is a part of you. It is necessary for the connection. A full connection. Now there are some people with short hair that bring themselves into it. A lot of them, you know, again, you got a lot of people talking crap out there. Oh, they've done this and they've done that. They've gone here in the body. They asked to travel there. A lot of people talk a lot of crap. They want to be good. Like this Nazarene woman, before she leaves, she spits out some kind of Hebrew stuff because she thinks that makes her look more important and it makes her look like she knows what she's talking about. Okay? The deal is every part of your body and every part of yourself is necessary. Period. Don't pay these corporations. Get away from them. They're killing you. Learn who you are. And once you do that, everything will fall in place. It's very, very simple. Quit chasing people down. And what bothers me about this is the fact that even healing. There's people now on there charging $220 some for remote healing. They're not even getting off their butts to go talk to the person or help them. They're saying, give me $220 and I'll heal you from a distance. I don't care if they walk in a room and say, I'll heal you right here. Give me $220. Bye, I will die. I will leave this body and go to where I need to go before you get my money to finish me off. You're not going to drain me of the money before you finish me. Because they're lying to you. They can't heal you. If you get healed from these people, it's because you activated a part of yourself. They didn't do it. It's because you are a God. Again, boom. Our brother said, St. John, verse 10, chapter 10, verse 34, 35. Is it not written in your law that I said that you are gods? And it's in here on several occasions. Okay? You are gods. You're co-creators. Created by the Creator, Mother, Father. Listen to these words. I had to speak them fast because, again, YouTube is a difficult thing to get stuff on. Most of my films take 8 hours to 12 to 24 hours for some of them even go through. I've found something to try to get it through quicker, but it's still, you know, they don't want this on there. They don't want truth. They really don't. A lot. And I ain't saying YouTube, but there's others out there. There's psyops and the rest of them. They don't want. If you tell the truth over on Facebook, buddy, they'll knock your crap loose over there. The deal is listen to what I'm saying. It's not hate. It's all out of love. And all you all that want to, if you want to leave something on my site against what I say, if you want to speak your word, do so. But do it constructively. If you don't do it constructively, I will take it off. I will. But if you do it constructively and you want to speak against what I'm saying, do it, because that way the conversations can begin. But trust me, if you do it constructively, I won't knock your words off that site like the Nazarene woman did and a bunch of other so-called religious people. I put this out there for those who are really truly seeking. If you don't like it and if you're not seeking and you don't like it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the hygiene. I'm not really sorry about it. It's just it's a phrase. I've told you. You don't like it. You can't handle the truth. That's your problem. So it all boils down to, again, if you get a dream about a cake, don't try to decipher it and make it all difficult that, you know, the Creator done this and the Creator's told me this, or my God, their God. Your God told you this and you have to decipher it. It's something very, very important. You know, you're hungry, or else it's trying to tell you to look out for what you're eating. Okay? It's nothing more. The food has nothing to do with, you know, you getting killed tomorrow by getting run over by a car or something. It has nothing to do with that. Okay? So wake up on it. And again, I'm going to read the vegetables, vegetarian. Become as much close to vegetarian if you can. If you don't think you can, then eat cleaner, like, you know, turkey or something like that. And I would give thanks even though it come in a package. Period. We do have a creator. I have taken nothing away from the creator. I've taken nothing away from our brother. It is all still there. It's just clarified. And the last, I mean, you got your connection. I've told you about that. How many times do you have to come together in the flesh before you realize that you are one? How many times does that replay have to come over in front of your face? How many? Won't hit the hygiene. I've told you about the meditation. It's finished here. I love you all very much, and there's a lot of you that's going to be pissed and walked off. That's fine. There's a lot of you just will be a little pissed, but you'll know that part of what I'm saying is right, and you'll continue to listen. And then there'll be those of y'all who are sincerely, truly trying to find your way in life, and this is what you will connect with. You'll resonate with it. You'll know. It's not for the jerks. And I really don't have to say that, but it's necessary. Um, because this world, they have created a world full of foolish people and blind people, and that's our job, and that's my job right now. I've got hundreds of pictures of a planet that I put on here, and ships and orbs and archons. I put out pictures of archons on there. You can see them in a regular picture, and then I blew them up to where you can see what they are. I put these things on here when I come in to teach spirit, the simplicity, so that people would understand there is more to life than what they think. It's not what the church says. It's not cut and simple. Hell and heaven. Nobody's going to help you. Nobody's going to come and do it. You're going to have to put your effort into it also. Don't sit on your butt on Facebook and just keep running things back and forth. Don't sit on YouTube and just keep talking on the camera and then getting up and going to bed. Get your butt up. Put your shoes on. Or not. Walk out there. Walk out in the world. Every chance I get when I'm out there, and believe me, there's people with me at times, they get embarrassed with me. But I make it a point to get this out there. I make it a point that I talk to people about these things, whether they like it or not. My feelings no longer get hurt. If they look at me crazy or say something and walk off, it no longer hurts me like it used to when I was stuck in this religious bull crap. I used to get really offended. It doesn't bother me anymore. What bothers me is the ignorance. What bothers me is that these people are going down a road that is not going to help them. It's going to be bad. And believe it or not, I do sit back at times and I do cry about this. It really bothers me. I do this and say this out of sincerity of love, and I really mean this. I do love you. So please take this for word. I had to say it fast. I wish I could have said it slower, but I love you very much. And please, just listen to this and follow, especially the meditation part. It's easy as going to sleep and waking up. I love you.